I was expecting MC to introduce ourselves, but probably nobody do that. So let me start. My name is Yasu Okabe. Recently, I joined JFA, but before that, I was working for European football 20 years, 19 years with the UEFA Champions League, and 1 year with the Everton Football Club at Premier League. So I don't pretend to be a specialist or expert for sustainability, but don't worry, they're the experts. But explain why I accepted this role to moderate this session, although I don't really know sustainability. It's related to the recent change in my situation. So like I said, I worked for Champions League for many, many years, so really commercial or focused guy. So really not familiar with sustainability. But at the same time, I also realize now it's the era of AI. So recently become a global advisor of a Matsuo Institute at University of Tokyo, which is the leading AI institute in Japan. As I learn more about AI, actually I began to realize the importance of sustainability in times of AI. Let me give you a few examples. Yeah. So the AI really requires data processing, data center whatsoever. Now, latest forecast says the data processing accounts for the 10% of global electricity consumption by 2030. Just in 5 years. And not just the electricity, the power, lots of water needed to cool down the facility data center. Then, of course, the carbon emission, so on. Then, with the significant pace, the astronomical pace of growth of technological advancement, the life cycle of gadget really shortened, which means recycling of rare metals really needed more than ever. So which means the more you use the AI like ChatGPT, Grok, Gemini, whatsoever, the more seriously we all have to think about and act on sustainability. That's a reality. Otherwise, the Earth is going to be unlivable soon. Now, bring this back to the football, because we are all the football people. Another personal experience. So recently, actually last year, I moved from Switzerland to Singapore. And as I did, I moved my family from Switzerland to Japan. Actually, shocking realization. First of all, the Tokyo, Japan's, is almost unlivable now in the summertime, so hot. I don't know how many Hong Kongese here. Tokyo now in the summer, hotter than Hong Kong. But not just that, hotter than Singapore and Bangkok. Remember the geography, in a tropical city sitting on the equators, it's hot, supposed to be hot. Tokyo is hotter than Singapore and Bangkok. It's unbelievable, right? And then the funny, 30 years ago, actually more than 30 years ago, Tetsuya and I used to play in the same university football team. Actually one of the best in Japan back then, okay? Back then, maybe the comparison is interesting. Let me ask a question to Tetsuya. So when we played, remember that anyone from our team sent to hospital because of a heat stroke?
No.
Me neither. Now the recent study shows, I think, the emergency the transfer to hospital because of heat stroke increased by, 4 times recently? Another question to Tetsuya. Remember that we used to be proud of, no matter what happened to weather condition, we play football. Rain or snow, storm, doesn't matter. Do you remember any match cancellation 30 years ago when we played?
No.
No match cancel. Now the match cancellation of the football in Japan increased by 5 times recently. And my kids now moved from Switzerland to Japan playing football. First of all, the kids not allowed to play in a daytime because it's too hot, right? Because it's dangerous. Some people even die. So actually, a really important matter for football, yet we're not victim of climate change whatsoever. We're actually perpetrator, right? Because when we go to the football stadium, what would happen? Waste generation, the food waste, plastic waste, and then carbon emission by fan travel, right? So again, we're not just a victim, but also perpetrator of this, right? It's actually the not good to do anymore, the sustainability, but must do. We all have to do, right? So what we're doing as a football community in Europe, my friends at the UEFA now came up with the UEFA Sustainability Strategy 2030 in association with the Paris Agreement, UN Sustainability Goals, focusing on the 5 key areas. I wouldn't go into details. You can Google it, okay? In Japan, the J.LEAGUE taking a collective approach, working with the clubs. So in this session, let us discuss the sustainable future of football from the perspectives of league and clubs and sustainability solution company of Asuene. All right? Okay, so that's it from me. Now over to you, Tetsuya. You don't have to talk about which one is the better player back then 30 years ago, but yeah, please, over to you.
Yeah, my name is Tetsuya Aida. Nice to meet you all. As he told that we played together in the university era, and I don't say which is better. But
a little bit better.
I'm working for the J.LEAGUE for 3 years. I'm joined the J.LEAGUE in 2023, and I'm in charge of the more like a partnership and on the global side. So thank you for the opportunity to maybe to talk about the sustainability here. And a brief introduction about J.LEAGUE. I don't know how much you know about the J.LEAGUE. J.LEAGUE is the Japan Professional Football League. They are operating the professional football game matches in Japan. And we have 3 categories from J1 to J3, and each category has 20 clubs. So in total, we have 60 clubs all over Japan. And we have a strong engagement with each local area, which is a very good, I believe, good for the sustainability actions for each local area. And let me briefly explain about our sustainable action. Our mission is that promotes the rich sports culture, not limited to the football. Rich sports culture to the people in Japan. And to achieve that mission, we have to provide a sustainable and safe environment to the people in Japan to enjoy the sports. So as you know, that sustainable matter is very important, and we need to tackle those the issues. And in 2018, we started a social collaboration activity. It's so-called sharen in Japanese. So probably he will explain a lot about the social collaboration activities, but it's the beginning of the sustainability action. And in 2021, we agreed the partnership with the Ministry of the Environment. And it's a kind of a start of our climate action in 2021, I say. And in 2023, we established the sustainability department to accelerate our climate action through the...
Both of us shared the same time in Liverpool. So I was working for Everton, and he was working for the media company reporting the football to Asia. But then, have we ever been able to imagine the one day in 20 years later in Hong Kong we talk about sustainability?
No, never in a million years, you know.
Never, right. So that really means the importance of sustainability in our times 20 years later, right? So over to you, Yohei.
Definitely. Thank you very much. Thanks for the introduction, Yasu. It's lovely to be here, speaking to you, sitting in this panel. of distinguished members. I'm really privileged to be sitting here, talking to a global audience, which, again, Yasu said 20 years ago, I would never imagine, But on a personal level, my name's Yohei. It's lovely to be here in the beautiful city of Hong Kong. Such a diverse city. I grew up, professionally speaking, I joined Kashima Antlers 15 years ago in 2011, and I've worked my way up through communications, sponsorship sales, marketing. Now I am the Chief Global Strategy Officer at the club, driving international relations. Now, our club, I don't know how many of you know Kashima Antlers, but we are a small club from a small coastal city of Kashima, which is 120 kilometers east of Tokyo. Now, our population of the city is 64,000. It may sound crazy, but we have a stadium of 40,000 seater capacity, so massive stadium in a small city. Last season, gated, our average league game attendance was 23,000. So, as you can imagine, in a small city with very little infrastructure and public transport system, we have traveling fans from not just from from the local area, but from the metropolitan area of Tokyo as well. So immediately we have issues in terms of like fans traveling 150 kilometers in their cars. That's something that we need to work on, but we see opportunities here. Just going back to what Aida-san was saying before about the climate change and how we need to tackle, it's really crucial that we start acting now before it's too late, because like Yasu was saying, it's too hot to not only to play football in Japan, but to watch football. It's not a safe environment for our fans to watch football in that heat and humidity. Of course, we all talk about sustainability, and sustainability is a huge word with multiple dimensions. But I think the core of from our perspective, it's very, very important to continue development of football. That's our core killer content. And if we are not to do anything about the climate now, we won't be able to play football in the future. So I think it's really, really important. I'm just gonna, I'll elaborate on it. Later on.
Really a good realization. Like I said, I really didn't know that until I really see it in Japan recently. But anyway, so the former university footballer and then the sports business executive. Now, over to Masa, you are the expert in this area. So probably very, very happy to have you here. Yes, please. Brief introduction.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Okabe-san. So my name is Masaaki. I'm from the company called Asuene, which I will explain later. But for myself, with the football experience, I think the most exciting experience is when I was in the business school. I was studying in Spain and Barcelona, and the area was called Sarria. I don't know how many of you guys from Spain, but that's the area where the Messis also live in. And the Camp Nou Stadium is just a 10-minute walk from the house. It was really exciting, like the weekdays, weekend, just take a walk to the stadium, watch FC Barcelona's match. That time is, I think, one of the best timing. The Messi, Neymar, Suarez was there. So, really exciting experience, within being that neighborhood, and especially the watching Clásico, the match between FC Barcelona and the Real Madrid, that was super, the memorable moment. In terms of my company, Asuene. It's growing sustainability solution company, which is more specialized in the carbon accounting side, which means that we help any businesses to measure and calculate carbon emissions from business, product, or even from the events. So that's the business we are doing. Our operation is across global. We have US office, UK office, APAC office. I'm based in Singapore to cover APAC region, where we have about 20 employees in APAC total. Japan has like 400, 500 employees. So we're one of the leading company within the sustainability field, and we're specialized in the climate actions. If I can add a little bit of context, which Okabe-san already mentioned about the macro environment of AI and the sustainability, because I usually come to the conferences of sustainability topics, not to the football topics. So I'm a little bit nervous because I'm, the much beginner of football industry. But I think the very high level, the consensus overarching theme is the global citizens. In 2015, COP21, there was a Paris Agreement, and all the participating countries has signed on to take actions, proactive actions, to mitigate the temperature increase well below 2 degrees, and the aim to go even below 1.5 degrees. And based on the statistics, the current policies and all the initiatives from each country, they also submit a target every 5 years. It's not enough. The forecast around 2050, the temperature increase is, I think, around 3.3 degrees or 2.7 degrees. So we need to take more actions from government level, business level, and individual level. And I think this is something I usually want to share to set the context of the sustainability topics and the environmental impact kind of context. So yeah, I think passing back to Okabe-san.
Yeah.
Good. Okay. All right. So so as we discussed earlier, it's really inevitable now to act on this, because otherwise, probably the football cannot be played in the way that we know. So maybe Tetsuya, starting from you. So what are the challenges and opportunities as because you're taking a collective approach in Japan, right? So yeah, what are the really challenges and opportunity?
There are many challenges.
Yes, I would imagine.
And the one big challenge is that basically the sustainability is kind of the low prioritized matter in the clubs.
Yeah, because people not really,
knows about
with
that.
Yeah, that's right.
So I don't know that Kashima is doing very well, I believe, but the most of the clubs doesn't know about how they can act against the climate action or something.
Yeah,
like that.
yeah.
So that the opportunity for the league is we can release the cross-cutting the initiative to all the 60 clubs in Japan.
Right. So basically increase the awareness,
increase the
of
awareness and
sustainability.
maybe changing the behavior.
Yeah.
So those kind of maybe initiative we can take through the football power through the Japan. So that is a big challenge, and maybe big opportunity, I believe. And another challenge is a resource, similar to that maybe the awareness. But the resource, thanks to our partner, we could, as a league, they capture the kind of the resource, the funds for the sustainable activity. That's a very unique from the other European leagues. So in Europe, I believe that the clubs take initiatives of the sustainability actions, but in Japan,
okay, that's an interesting point, because somehow, because like I said, I spent 20 years with the European football. Now, the structure of European football and Japanese, I'm not really sure about other Asian football, is completely different. So the Japanese football is similar to American sports, which means the pyramid, league and association, sort of the king. dictate everything. Very strong. So here's the biggest club in Japan here, but probably they would agree. But anyway, Europe clubs are very strong.
Yeah.
So like I said, I work for UEFA Champions League, but it's constant battle between, not battles, there's a European club here as well, discussion between the UEFA and the clubs. That actually facilitate a very serious discussion to improve football, which is good. But here in Asia, Japan, I think, that you are sort of the sitting on the top, so you can take sort of the more collective approach in that sense. Now, back to the Yohei. So the clubs, how you guys working with the local community and the fans? Because your club different from league, so you can do things differently. Particularly the fans actually belong to you more than league, right?
Firstly, I'm not trying to oppose your idea, but we don't consider J.Leagues as kings. We work together. We work together. I think J.League is great in taking collective approach. They come up with structure, and we actually impose it, if you like, in different ways. And our community is very small. We have we're based in a very small city. Now, I think football is of course a sport, but at the same time, in terms of business, we're in the entertainment field. So we don't consider other sports or other football clubs as our competitors. Anything that takes up people's time and money, we're competing for that essentially, right? So even Netflix, Disneyland in Tokyo, karaoke boxes, all these, whenever we're playing games and people are spending their time and money in other places, they're our competitors. So at the end of the day, we have to be chosen by people. We have to be selected as means of their entertainment. For us to do that, it's not only, we can't just only be playing football and just think that people are just going to come over. They need association with our brands. Let's say when I was a kid, I'm not sure about you guys, but the word SDGs or social responsibility or sustainability, we were never taught that at school, were we?
No. We were not even allowed to drink water during the football session back then, 30 years ago in Japan.
But things, I think times are changing. Kids nowadays are taught at school how to be socially responsible. They're taught the UN's sustainable development goals. They often, do some activities outside of school related to sustainability. So when they grow up, they'll be looking for content or they'll be looking for entertainment that incorporate these activities. So I think from our side, having a football club in a small community, we need a vibrant, community vitality is really, really important to us. For us to do that, we have to be chosen content, not just from the locals, but from all over Japan.
Right.
So I think sustainability is not just essential for the environment, but also to build our brand as well.
Okay,
yeah.
Got it. So so like you said, so the awareness of sustainability, particularly the younger generation, definitely increase. It's better than our generation. But yet, I think the action is another level, right? The knowing it, the one thing, but you have to act on it. Now, the Masa. So as a sustainability, the solution provider, the company, what role can you play in this world, in a sport, and particularly the football?
From the solution company's point of view, and also we provide a consultancy advisory. Of course, we are not the one, the going in front of the consumers. It's always the football club, sports league to be the front, and the build your brand, right? So we usually position ourselves as an enabler of these sustainability actions, initiatives, projects. And key approach that our solution and business is doing is helping to visualize your baseline. When you go onto the diet, you need to weight your weight, right? And you need to set the target, and then you plan any the exercise to reduce the fat, build more muscles. So it's the same thing. When you want to be more, environmental friendly, sustainable, you need to understand where the baseline is. So that's the one approach, what we can help to, visualize the data and providing those analytics and advisory. And I think if I can also add to the Kasuga-san's context, entertainment business, right? Because we deal with a lot of different industries, from like manufacturing, constructions, even like event companies or some of the football clubs as well. The more closer to the consumers you are, the corporate branding is becoming more important, right? So I think that the question is, any football club wants to be the best football club in the world, or league, or in the country, but what's the definition of the best, right? It doesn't, I think from consumers' point of view, it's the entertainment, not just football, as he mentioned. It's a competition with Netflix and the other entertainment. If you need to be the best within the category, you need to be best in community building, environmental impact, not just playing football. I mean, and the providing some additional contents, maybe the online, offline contents. So I think that's the mindset we need to have within, and not just only the football industry, but in general entertainment business. That's from the outsider's point of view.
Okay, all right. Okay, now, so I'm sure that because the fact that you guys are sitting here doing something on sustainability or keen on sustainability, so probably they should learn from you guys. So what is unique about the J.League approach? How different from other leagues, if there's anything?
Yes, the J.League launched in 1993. Since then,
1 year after Premier League, yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Since then, we've been taking the community-based approach to each local area. That's a maybe initial kind of the philosophy of the J.League. And we have on that point, we have a very, very strong engagement with the local area, local city, local, I would say, local government, local maybe company, and the local people. And that strong engagement is, I believe, totally unique to do everything. So then even in sustainability action or the climate action, whichever, then the engagement of the local people can accelerate maybe the purpose or the movement of those actions, for example, the climate action. So that is a very strong point and a unique point for the J.League, I believe.
Okay. How about you, the Yohei, the clubs, Kashima Antlers, what is unique about your approach and what you do?
In sustainability projects?
Yeah.
I'm not sure how unique we are. I think many of the J1 clubs have similar mindsets, similar approaches. We can't do everything ourselves.
Right.
So what we lack in is resource. Either it's financial or manpower, whatever.
Yeah.
On the other side, enterprises, these big corporations, nowadays I think driving profit alone is not enough for, let's say, a lot of the listed companies You're constantly asked questions about how much you've given back to the community, how much, how well you've done in the CSR projects. But they don't have the vehicle most of the time to do it. I think we can be a great vehicle. Just following up on what he was saying before, because we have this 30 years relationship with the local governments, we have great relationship with them. And we are not just seen as one of the private companies, but they see us as a local asset. Now, when we knock on their doors, the doors open. Whereas when company A is wanting to work with Kashima City, it's not always easy for them to get connected.
Right.
So we can be like a vehicle to transcend their messages to the local government and to fans. So in a way, I think, especially in the sustainability projects, we try to design these projects so that we can have win-win-win situation where our sponsors or whoever we're connected with will benefit, the local community or the local government will benefit, and ultimately when we have this win-win situation, we win because we get something out of it as well, whether that's branding or financial support or HR support, whatever it is. So I think most of the J1 clubs, well, let's say top 20 clubs in J-League, we have similar sorts of mindsets where we don't just do everything ourselves, but we try to leverage our sponsorship and mix it in with our strength, which is to transcend these messages to the local government or to the community.
Yeah. Okay. So, like you said earlier, although this is important, because what's the financial return? That kind of stuff is always an issue, right? Now, Masa, so what is the best practice to visualize? Because ROI is always, considered very important in the business, any business, right? And I'm sure that you're good at it. So, what's the best practices to visualize ROI on this sustainability activities? Yeah.
Thanks. I really like the what Kasuga-san mentioned, win-win-win relationships, and then you build the values within the community together with the brands, sponsors, and also the fans, right? I have two sides of the opinions on ROI discussion and sustainability. The one side is our sustainability is not the math, right? You don't think about the short-term ROI, whether you spend these initiatives and then come back the profit. It's not like that. It's the long-term investment and corporate brand building, and it's rooted to your corporate value in the end. So you need to think longer term. But the other side, I think the very unique case, it was a big news from outside of the football industry. The last year, 2024, FC Barcelona started their environmental fee on their business because I think the chairman of the club, he suddenly announced that they want to become the most sustainable football club in the world 2 years ago. And then the initiative was announced last year. The idea is basically to charge 0.5 euro for every purchase of certain business categories. I think it's starting from the museum business and exhibition business, and then they're planning to roll out to other, all the merchandises, the F&Bs, and the resorts they also have. And surprisingly, the reaction from the fans was very positive because they now, really understand how FC Barcelona is seriously taking proactive approach to solve the issues, right? And they can even reinvest those costs to build like EV charging stations for the parking, building more sustainable friendly stadiums, and now they're rebuilding their Camp Nou stadiums, trying to make it carbon neutral. So I think that's also the one of the case studies. I think a lot of football clubs can learn. You don't need to fight, within this topic alone, you can work together with even with your consumers, fans, and the business partners and sponsors. That's also my point of view.
I see. Okay, it's interesting. Yeah. So, like I said, I'm not familiar with this topic, so good to hear from you. But actually, we're running out of time. We got 4 minutes left. Any last message you want to convey to the audience here from you, Tetsuya?
So yes, and I believe that the football has a great positive power to the people, to influence the people in the world. So that, as I said, one of our mission is promoting the rich sports culture to everyone. So by, as you said, increasing the awareness of the sustainability, so that changing the behavior of the people against the climate action, then we'd like to continue providing the, I would say, sustainable environment to enjoy the sports, enjoy the football for the next generations. Yeah. Thank you.
Good. Yohei?
From me, it's very simple. Raising awareness through clubs is not enough. I think we need to act. We need to act in a way we impact the society. Otherwise, we're going to lose our football. And I truly believe in that.
Yeah, that's my realization as well. Yeah.
Because what happens if kids in the future can't train during the day in Japan? We will have less talent, or maybe our talents will be sucked into arena sports like basketball and volleyball. I think it's really important for the sustainability of the football that we work together in these climate changes. And I think just following up on what he was saying before. Yes, I did say driving revenue alone or profit alone is not enough for these big enterprises, but at the same time, they need tools, they need objective numbers to tell their shareholders, this is how much impact that we've been showing. So I think action and objective review is really important to moving forward.
Great. Masa?
I think my message is also centered around the building the next generation's future, because our company's mission is also the building the better world for the next generation, and that's one of the one of the biggest reasons I joined this company 3 years ago. I think, and I think it goes to the individual level. My key question is when you go back home, talking to your kids, your parents, families, are you 100% confident that you're making positive impact to your family or your kids' future? And that was the reason I changed the job and industry and started this business. I was from the different industry. I used to work in the mega tech companies like Google, Meta platforms. All the the environmental, the working environment is good. Big impact to the society. But at some point, I realized that I really want to be, good and the caring for my family and the kids and to the society. So that was the the reason I trying to pursue my careers in this sustainability field. So I think the same question goes to each individuals. It doesn't need to be your business role, or it doesn't need to be your business KPIs or company's project. It can be just your individual, the awareness and actions, like just the recycling, taking more the environmental friendly transportations. It can be very small. So anything small, you can start making positive and bigger impact to the world.
Yeah, thank you very much. Like I said, it's a really new topic for me, but really fascinating because we all know now that without action on sustainability, football really cannot be played in the same way we know now. So hopefully, we take away a few interesting stuff from this session. And let's take a public transportation to go back to a hotel. All right, and then if you want to speak to them, I think they will stay around here for whole day, I guess. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.